Hey there, everyone. This is a video that's kind of an update for what's been going on, where I've been, what I've been doing. Um, there's stuff going on. So, yeah. First, I actually have videos to upload. I haven't uploaded them because my computer died. The CPU fan broke, and um, I sent it out to be repaired, and it took 3 weeks, which is ridiculous because I could have actually repaired it myself. I just didn't have the part. Um, and I thought, oh, well, they told me it would take a week when I dropped the computer off. And then, like, 3 weeks later, they finally were like, oh, yeah, it's done. So, there's that. So I didn't have my computer for 3 weeks. So people who watch the podcast, the wrestling podcast, have probably noticed that, like, no podcast for 3 weeks. It was because my computer actually broke the night before we were doing the supposed to do the podcast 3 weeks ago, and it just hasn't happened since then because we don't have any, because I do all the recording and editing and uploading, and without my computer I can't do any of that. So I got my computer back though. So wrestling podcast is back this week. But for those of you, which is the vast majority of you, are who are not interested in the wrestling podcast, I've got gaming videos coming. I've got at least two or three impressions videos for stuff that I've been playing. I haven't been playing a lot. I've been busy with um, a couple of other things that I'll talk about later. But there have been a bunch of busy stuff. I've been busy with a bunch of other stuff. So I just haven't had a lot of time for games. But I will be doing an impressions video relatively soon for this game. This is Blood Bowl 2. It's one of the first games I played in the past, like, couple months. There was like about 2 months where I didn't play anything, and then I played Helldivers. And when I was really sick for a week in October, and I was just stuck at home and I couldn't really do anything, and I played Helldivers, and then I started playing this Blood Bowl 2, which is a game I bought for myself for my birthday with a gift card I got, and that was I won't talk about it because I'm actually going to do a I'll do an impressions video so you can get my full impressions for Blood Bowl 2. Um, and of course, anybody who's been watching this channel knows that I've been playing this also, Fallout 4. So eventually I'll do an impressions video on Fallout 4, but I've only beaten it once, and God knows I have to beat it like 3 or 4 times before I'm gonna feel um, good enough about my playthrough to do an impressions video because it's Fallout. It's my favorite series. I don't think I've been shy about telling people that it's my favorite series. It's my favorite game series, so I'm gonna play it a lot. But I'm on my second playthrough already, so it should be good. Um, so yeah, like I said, I have some other projects I've been working on, and those of you who are on my Facebook page, um, or you already know what it is because I posted it there yesterday, and that is my comic. And I've never mentioned my comic. What are you talking about? I uh, I was previously doing this kind of web comic that I never put out because I felt like I wanted to make a site when I had enough comics to make it worthwhile to look at before, like, I officially put it out. And so, like, basically nobody saw the comic. There's like a couple hundred people maybe who had the opportunity to see it when it was on my personal Facebook page. But I think, you know, beyond like the kind of good reactions I got for it, I didn't. It was set to it's set to friends only, and nobody could share it or show it to anybody else or see it basically. So almost nobody who is watching my YouTube channel has seen the comic before. So, or even have known about it because I never really mentioned that I was doing it because I wanted to wait until I had something to mention that I was doing it, just in case it never actually happened. But it has happened. I made a site for it. The site is up. There's a Facebook page. There's some other stuff for it, and I'll put links for it below so you can check out the comic. Please check out the comic. Just look at it. It's like 10 pages of stuff, and it's not. They're all like a single short story per comic, so it's like 10 minutes of your time invested just to look at my drawings and stories. That's That's all I'm asking. Just give it a shot. Take a look at it. Um, and if you like it, check out the page whenever you can, or follow the Facebook group because there'll be updates, or follow me on Twitter to get the updates when they show up on the page if you don't want to just like randomly check the page every once in a while. You can do that too. I don't care. Just check it out. It's something that's a kind of a work in progress. It's not a superhero comic. It's actually, I know I mentioned this before, but I have 2 degrees in art, and it's a very kind of art. It's like kind of an expressionist comic. There's not anything like comical about it. It's not particularly like a gag comic or anything. It's more like this kind of um, I don't know how to explain it. It's kind of like a surreal expressionist comic. Yeah, if that is a way to explain anything. I think like maybe you don't know what that means. Like I have a degree in art and art history, so I I don't know if I like say expressionist if you know what that means. Maybe you do. Maybe it's I don't remember if I would have before I studied art. So maybe you don't. Maybe you're just like I don't know what that means. But if you don't know what it means, check it out and you'll kind of figure it out. Um, it's also done mostly in inks and watercolors, which is you know not the media I trained in, which was oil painting and um, kind of collage really, and printmaking I did for a while too. But it's none of those things. It's watercolors and ink. So I'm just drawing them and coloring them and doing all that. And I'm of course writing all the stories and doing all the stuff for it. So that's my newest project. It's a lot of what I've been working on for the past while when I've been not gaming, and it's been nice. It's one of the kind of things that I wanted to get done. One of the things I was working on to kind of uh, do one of my other interests in the world to more than just games. So the comic is something I'm really excited for. And yeah, beyond that, the comic. Oh wait, I'm going to preface this by saying, don't shut off the video right now when I mention this. I have a Patreon now. The Patreon is not related to this channel. It's not related to YouTube at all. So like, if you're already getting ready to write an angry comment about how Patreon sucks, okay, great. But Patreon in this case is not for my YouTube channel. It's like my YouTube channel kind of sucks. It's me sitting in front of a camera. It takes no effort for me to do this. I literally cut off like the first 2 seconds where I'm just sitting there staring dead-eyed at the camera, and the last 2 seconds when you can see me pushing the button on the camera to turn it off. Like that's all the editing I do. It's not like me sitting here in front of the camera is worth any money from any of you. And I think that I don't think this channel is worth a Patreon. It's not. I don't put out content enough, and the content I do put out is like me sitting on a couch. Like that's I would do that for free for anybody who came over. So it's the kind of thing like not even not worth it. But the Patreon is actually for the comic, and the if you're interested in my gaming channel and you're not interested in my comic, don't support my Patreon. I mean, it's not worth it. It's not related to this channel at all. It's not going to help this channel get any videos, and it's not going to. I mean, it'll help me personally, but if you want to donate money for some reason, you can, I guess. But again, not related to the channel. So the Patreon is actually for the comic, and the idea of it isn't that like I want the money to draw the comic, because I'm going to draw the comic anyway. It's something I've been wanting to do, but it does help me buy supplies and up the quality of the comic. And that sounds silly to like say that. I know what like people on YouTube say like they need this like $500 a month to like get a better lighting and cameras. That's like a one-time investment for your thing, and then you're like still getting $500 every month in your Patreon. And I think, okay, well, once that goal is met, it's kind of a one-time thing. But this kind of thing, the comic actually uses supplies. Like watercolors are not cheap, and you'll be surprised. Like watercolor paper is like $100 a brick, and that's like not a huge brick. It's like 50 pages maybe. It's like 48 pages depending on the brick. But the even less than that sometimes. But they're it's expensive. It's like prohibitively expensive. So when I'm drawing these things, like I'm using watercolor paper, and I have to get watercolors and watercolor. I use watercolor pencils too. Also not cheap, but they last for a while. It's not a thing. But I'm gonna still do all this stuff. But if you feel like, um, whenever I think of the word like patron, I think like patron of the arts, like somebody like the Medici family who is like going to be paying people in the Renaissance to make art. And since I'm actually doing art, I figured I should set up a Patreon because like maybe one of you is like a super big art fan for some reason and also has a lot of money that they're willing to throw at artists to do things. And yeah, the Patreon is like not incredibly important, but I think it'll be it's it's kind of there to maybe helps me pick up some supplies, but also to um, help me be motivated to do more stuff. And the Patreon is not only that though, because to be motivated to do this stuff, I just need someone to push me to do it. And I have a few people who will already. They're like my art friends, but um, if I get people checking out the comic and commenting on it and saying things like, "Oh, it's whatever. I hate this. It sucks." Whatever. Any of that is like gonna make me want to make more because if someone comments, "I don't like this. It sucks," I'm gonna think, "Oh, I gotta make some better ones." And if someone comments, "Oh, I really like this," then I'll say like, "Oh, I gotta make more like that." It's that kind of thing where I feel like I just need a little bit of motivation. Like if for example, it's very similar to YouTube in the sense that if I put up videos and nobody commented on them, well, I would, I would have been on the first plane to fuck off a stand or whatever because I wouldn't have continued doing the videos because it's no point if nobody is interacting with it. So um, that's the same for the comic, and I have no way to interact with people with the comic because although it does have a comment section, I don't know how many people are gonna like sign up for. Actually, I think you could probably use Google Plus on it because it's a Google blog type of thing that the site is on. But whatever, not important. But that's what I figured. I set up the Facebook page, I set up the Patreon page, and like people can just talk to me directly through those, or and comment about the comic or whatever, post on the site or whatever. Any of that stuff is good. I just want people to interact with it. I mean, it doesn't. It's not interesting for me to do it and then get no feedback from anybody. So, I mean, it's a lot more motivation for me to do more if people are there. But there, I'm like on a tangent now. I'm not totally off here. But the thing with this is that okay, it's Patreon and I have one, and if you want to support it, just check it out. But if you don't want to support it, you're just like I don't want to throw money at you because I'm poor too. Well, okay, great. Send me a message, leave a comment. Anything is cool. That's like the most important thing. So if you have it in you, please check the links below for the comic and just check it out. That's all I'm asking. So yeah, I have a few. I'm gonna get off of this because I've been rambling aimlessly about it. But there are a few other things since things are, things have been kind of dead on my channel because I've had no computer and I can't record videos then. But yeah, the channel itself is not going away. I still, because I haven't been playing a lot of games, I just don't have a lot of stuff to talk about. But I do have, again, I have some impressions videos coming, and the wrestling podcast is still going, and there'll be a new one on the normal time, which is Tuesday morning, I guess. I'm trying to guess what it is in the U.S. It's like Tuesday night or Wednesday morning for me, but it's probably Tuesday morning or Tuesday afternoon for most of you. But that'll be up, and I've got some other things kind of on the back burner. They're not really. There's something I'm actively doing, but I'm like not. willing to talk about it just yet because it's like kind of a far off project I say, but it's like activity, I guess, that's gonna be happening, but it's like a year off. Like there's no way I'm gonna be able to you know give you anything good about it yet. So in about a year there'll be like a new crazy new video where you guys will be shocked and surprised at the weird project I've been working on. But until then, it's just kind of like I don't really want to talk about it because like if it it doesn't work out, it's gonna be like what about that thing you were doing, and I'm gonna have to like keep explaining. So yeah, I'll just continue that. Also, the Warhammer video should continue too. I mean, I have a bunch of stuff painted, and I actually took video of it. I just haven't edited anything because it's like all. It, I mean, we're talking about stuff I painted in August, so like I have videos from that far back that I just haven't done anything with because I've just been, doing all types of stuff. Um, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Um, there are some extra things coming up. Again, I've been playing Fallout 4 almost exclusively, but next month SMT Cross Fire Emblem will be out, and that I have that pre-ordered, so I will be playing that. What's it called? Is out. Project Cross Zone 2 is out, and so is Seventh Dragon 2023 or whatever. Seventh Dragon 3, it's maybe called. I don't know. I don't remember the name, but eventually I'll get those. I'm not sure if I'm going to get them soon though. So eventually there'll be talk about those, but they'll probably be out for you guys by that time. Um, Trying to think of what else there will be. Of course, more Dark Souls. And that's next year though. But for the rest of the year, there's not going to be a ton of stuff. Wrestling podcast every week. Some impressions video. I'll probably upload Blood Bowl directly after this, and I'll shoot Blood Bowl directly after this. Whether I upload it or not is totally arbitrary. And then of course Fallout 4, and I'll actually talk about Helldivers too at some point. But yeah, it's all good stuff. Yeah, that'll be it. Just check out the comic. That's all I want. That's my main goal here. Check that out, and yeah, that's about it. So I will talk to you guys soon, and yeah, see you next time.